What does each part of the quadratic formula representing? Have you ever wondered what each part of the quadratic formula means? Understanding this can really help when solving quadratic equations. The quadratic formula is a powerful tool used to find the solutions, or roots, of a quadratic equation. This type of equation has the form of a times x squared plus b times x plus c equals 0, where a, b, and c are constants, and it is not equal to 0. The formula itself is x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c, all divided by 2 times a. Let's break it down. The letters a, b, and c are the coefficients from the quadratic equation. The letter a is the coefficient of x squared, which is the quadratic term. The letter b is the coefficient of x, known as the linear term. Finally, c is the constant term, which is just the number without x. Now, what about negative b? This part is simply the opposite of the coefficient. It shifts the solutions depending on the value of b. Next, we have the plus-minus sign. This indicates that there are generally two solutions to the equation. One solution is found by adding the square root term, and the other is found by subtracting it. This accounts for the two possible roots of a quadratic equation. The square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c is called the discriminant. The discriminant helps determine the nature of the roots. If the discriminant is positive, there are two distinct real roots. If it is 0, there is exactly one real root, which is a repeated root. If the discriminant is negative, the roots are complex numbers, meaning they are not real. Finally, we have 2 times a in the denominator. This part divides the entire expression and comes from the process of solving the quadratic equation by completing the square. It ensures that the roots are scaled correctly based on the coefficient a. In essence, the quadratic formula takes the coefficients from the quadratic equation and uses them to calculate where the graph of the quadratic crosses the x-axis. The discriminant tells you how many and what type of roots to expect. The plus-minus sign accounts for the two possible solutions, while the division by 2 times a adjusts the solutions based on the shape and position of the parabola. This formula is a reliable method to find the roots of any quadratic equation, especially when factoring is tough. By understanding what each part represents, learners can see how the formula connects to the original equation and the graph of the quadratic function.